Hey everybody, welcome back to the Light Side Music Reactions. We've got another special request today. This one is from Lynette, and she requested that we check out Yesterday, Today, Forever by Cliff Richard. And this version is the pop gospel version recorded on March the 6th, 1979. We've listened to Cliff Richard quite a bit on this channel. He's one of my favorite new artists that you guys have introduced me to, so anytime you guys request one of his songs, that's one I'm definitely going to want to check out. But anyway, this is a rare solo live performance on ITV's Pop Gospel Show. It was originally released on his 1974 live album, Help It Along. There's a link in the description to the original video so you can check it out in its entirety. I'm not going to put the video on the screen. I very rarely do that for this show. This is focused on the music, so I don't really react to music videos, but mostly to just the songs than the music and the lyrics themselves. So if you want to check out the music video, you can go to the link in the description and check it out. But let's go ahead and see what we got here. Cliff Richard, Yesterday, Today, Forever. And here we go.
You know, it's really easy to believe in Jesus as a sort of Superman hero. It's another whole thing, though, to believe in him as the Son of God.
Ooh. Nice acoustic guitar live.
When did you become the topic of conversation?
Nice.
When did you become the country's popular myth?
Sounds almost like a 12-string, so full-bodied.
Everybody sings about you, and your name bounces off their lips.
No, it's just a 6-string. Must be those brass strings, giving it that nice, rich sound.
Superstar of this generation. When did you become commercial property?
Ooh. Interesting.
Everybody's got their own sweet Lord. Hear them sing.
Oh, I get that reference. George Harrison and James Taylor.
Were you a guru? A godly man?
Ooh, C.S. Lewis.
Or were you a genius? The best in the land? Everybody's got an interpretation. They won't take your word, but want to put their hand in your hand.
Is that a slam on the ones that did Put Your Hand in the Hand? Who did that song?
You were back in fashion. Amongst famous men, you were high on the list. But don't they realize that fashion's a passing fancy?
He must have that detuned.
Yesterday, today, forever you'll be staying. Yesterday, today, forever, never wavering. You stayed who you were, and that'll never change. Like it or not, you'll always be the same Son of God. Giving life in return for life. Giving love in return for love. Giving all but demanding all.
He's hitting that E string, that low E. No, he's not. That's the A. Okay, so this is the key of A. He was hitting the A string there. I'll pause that before it jumps to the next video. We're going to check out the lyrics here in a minute and analyze them. But a very beautiful sounding guitar, so rich. I was commenting on the strings there. When I play guitar, my favorite strings to put on my acoustic was a Martin Marquis acoustic bronze strings, because they've got that nice crisp sound, just like you were hearing there with that guitar. They've got a fuller, richer sound than your standard steel strings that you would put on an acoustic guitar, your regular acoustics. Bronze strings have that real nice sound, that crispness to it, especially when they're brand new. When you first put them on, after a while they start to get dull, and you lose that crispness, and you want to change your strings, put a new set on. But it sounds like what he's got there is just a regular 6-string acoustic guitar, and you can see that in the video, once again, in the link if you want to check that out. But regular 6-string guitar, and it looks like it might be, the way it sounded, it might be an alternate tuning. You might have the chords or the strings adjusted, a couple of them, because when he slides up and he's playing high on the neck, that little lead that he does, you can still hear the lower notes ringing out, and that would imply open strings. And so playing in the key of A, I suppose, since the A would be an open string, sliding up, you might not need to detune it, but it just sounded so rich. I know it wasn't a drop D tuning, because that low note wasn't nearly low enough to be a low D. It wasn't even an E. And then when I saw that last note where they played at the end, it was obviously an A. Real nice, new, crisp acoustic bronze strings, I'll bet, is what he was using on it to get that nice, crisp sound. The lyrics of the song, let's go ahead and check this out. When did you become the topic of conversation? When did you become this country's popular myth? Seems that overnight you've caught everybody's attention. Everybody sings about you, your name bouncing off their lips. And you see this in pop culture all the time. Not as much anymore as I think you used to, in decades past. But it used to be all the time when somebody would accept an award. First thing they would do is they would thank God, even if their songs were blasphemous, filthy, disgusting lyrics that doesn't honor God in any way. In fact, this morning at church, this is a Sunday afternoon, I'm recording this, I preached a sermon on the passage in Philippians where it says, whatever things are pure, holy, righteous, good, honest, pure, these things think about, and don't think about things that are evil, dark, depressing, discouraging. I'm just kind of paraphrasing here, but you want to think about things that are good and holy, and feed yourself on those things. Otherwise, with AI anymore, it's getting pretty good at guessing at what you're trying to key in. If, the old joke is that with autocorrect, you would type in something and then the autocorrect would change it to something that it's not supposed to be. It would completely mess it up. AI still does that where it's not quite perfect, but it's getting a little bit better at guessing. You can type in a bunch of gobbledygook and it can guess what you're trying to search for. But when I was in college studying computers, one of the first things they taught us is GIGO, G-I-G-O, garbage in, garbage out. If you enter garbage into your keyboard, you're going to get garbage come out. It's the same thing with our minds. If we feed ourselves spiritually on garbage, the stuff that's going to come out in our lives and out of our mouths and out of our actions is going to be garbage. So don't think about garbage. Don't feed garbage into your brain. Just focus on things that are pure, holy, etc. And so you've got these artists historically that would wear the crosses and the symbolism and everything and get up on stage and make a big deal about, I give all the credit to Jesus, when if Jesus was there, he'd probably be saying, I don't endorse your music. The music's okay, but the lyrics is not honoring me. And so I think that's kind of what it seems like he's talking about here. Seems like overnight You become this country's popular myth. And he referenced something else a little bit further down that made me think of C.S. Lewis. The quote that he said that Jesus is either a liar, lunatic, or Lord. He can't be just a good person. He can't just be a guru, like he said here. You can't just be a genius. You just can't be a good man, a godly man. Because he claimed to be the Son of God. He claimed to be God himself in the flesh. If he wasn't, then he's either a liar or a lunatic. And the only other option to that is if he's not a liar or a lunatic, then he has to be Lord. He can't just be a good person. You can't kind of ride the fence on that. Jesus is either God in the flesh, the way, the truth, and life, the only way to get to the Father, as he claimed to be, or he was a liar and a lunatic, one of the two. So that was the C.S. Lewis quote. But anyway, he said, seems like overnight you caught everybody's attention. Everybody sings about you, your name bouncing off their lips. This was released when? 1970. See, 1979 is when he recorded this version of it. But it makes me think that he was thinking specifically of some artists that were doing that sort of thing, singing about God and singing about Jesus. And he even references some of them. I don't see listed here in the lyrics I've got where he names those names. James T. is obviously James Taylor. Comment down below if you know what song it is that James Taylor did that referenced God, maybe in a heretic way. And then the other one he mentioned was George Harrison. That would be a reference to his song My Sweet Lord. My Sweet Lord came out in 1970, so that surely would have been before he came out with this song. And so it's got to be his answer to that, which in the song My Sweet Lord, George Harrison, the first time I heard that song, it's a beautiful song. It's real pretty. It's kind of like the John Lennon songs, like Imagine, that just sounds so gorgeous and beautiful. But then the more you look at the lyrics, you see the subtle things inside of it that are really deceptive and negative. For example, My Sweet Lord, you think it's a song to God and to Jesus, but then he introduces in Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, and other religions and stuff. And I understand the concept of wanting to have religious unity and ecumenicalism, but there's a limit to that. There's a famous quote that I like to use. I always thought it was John Wesley that said it, but I don't think it was. It's in essentials, unity; in non-essentials, liberty; and in all things, charity. In other words, to be a true Christian, there are certain essentials that you have to agree on. And all Christian denominations have to agree on that, otherwise they're heretical. But there are also certain things that are non-essentials. We can disagree over, what day of the week to worship on, what color to have your carpet, stuff like that. Worship styles, we can disagree on that and be fine. We still have communion with each other. But then there are certain things that you can't disagree on and still be part of the same community. And but in all things, charity. So even when you can't agree on the essentials, you still treat them with kindness and respect, even though you disagree on the fundamentals and you're not going to go to church with them on Sunday morning, but you still have respect for them in the sense that you do for any of your fellow man. But back to the lyrics here. When did you become a superstar of this generation? Okay, so that must be a reference to Jesus Christ Superstar. When did you become commercial property? And that's how commercialism took over and Christianity basically became commercial. Contemporary Christian music has been criticized for how commercial it has become over the years. And I can see that in certain ways it has. And it's been a detriment to the movement and to Christianity in general. It's a great thing, got started off in a great way back in 1969 and 70. And there's been some great music come from it and some really great progress for Christianity in general and for God's kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven. But over the years, it's had its negative aspects too, especially the commercialization of it. Everybody's got their own sweet Lord, hear them singing, And so that's a reference to My Sweet Lord. Looking here, looking there, but they just don't seem sweet. Okay, so right there, I think is probably where he kind of ad-libbed the lyrics there, put in James T. and George Harrison, the references to them. Were you a guru? No, not a guru. A godly man. And were you a genius? No, not a genius. The best in the land. And that's the quote where it made me think of C.S. Lewis, where he said that how you accept Jesus is either as he was a liar, a lunatic, or Lord. I read in the paper that you were back in fashion. Among the famous men, you were high on the list. Don't they realize that fashion's a passing fancy? The truth is yesterday, today, forever. That's straight from Scripture. Never wavering. You stated who you were. That'll never change. The way, the truth, and life. The only way to get to heaven. And so, yeah, absolutely. You stated who you were. That'll never change. Always be the same, Son of God. And then at the outro, he says, like it or not, yesterday, today, forever. And then repeats it. Like it or not, yesterday, today, forever. All right. Well, Lynette, thank you for recommending that song. I really did enjoy it. You said I would, and you hit the nail right on the head. So thank you. If anybody else has any recommendations, please comment those down below. Have any more Cliff Richard songs I should react to that I haven't yet? Go through my playlist because I've already reacted to several. But other artists, other genres, comment those as well. I love reacting to you guys' requests, and it could be absolutely anything musically. I like to broaden my horizons and hear new music that I haven't heard before and music that I normally wouldn't listen to. So go ahead and get those comments coming in. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way you know whenever we do add new videos. And if I ever get to your requests, I try to get to all of them. But when I get to your request, if you're subscribed with notifications on, you'll know when I add it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great Lenten season leading up to Easter. This is a great song to include this time of year. And thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day, and may God richly bless you all as you seek to follow him. Bye, everybody.